Clock. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Quantum Core Yoga course. We'll be meeting for 8 weeks. I think most of you are returning students. That's wonderful. And just a couple of notes as people are coming online and getting set up. It's wonderful that you're here. It means you are prioritizing your own self-care, so you can pat yourself on the back for that. And we'll actually be doing that as opposed later today. But it's wonderful to see you. And the normal reminders, as the email that I sent out earlier says, please make sure to listen to your body. Don't push yourself. Yoga is not a competitive sport, it's a practice. So please listen to your body. If you feel anything that feels too strong for you, too tight, or you get a burning sensation, anything like that, just back out of it. Either just don't go as deeply into the pose, don't do as many repetitions, or you can feel free to skip it completely. This is up to you, and you have the responsibility of doing what feels right for your body. And some things are, and some things aren't. Let's see what else I want to mention. We will be meeting for 8 weeks. The link for this Zoom meeting is the same every week. Password is the same. I will send out a reminder, I hope, and but it will be the same link. So don't panic if you don't see it. Just refer back to the previous week's link. I will be recording. I am recording this class, and I'll send out the recording afterwards so that you'll have access to the video for 1 week. And 1 week only. So please take advantage of it. And really where the benefit of the Zoom class and yoga practice, doing it more than once a week. Once a week is good. Twice a week is better. And if you can do it 3 times a week, you may see some real benefits from your practice. And those of you who have worked with me before, I'm sure are aware of that. And I did send out in my note a request for anyone to tell me of any injuries or issues that they may be working with physically. I did not hear back from any of you. So just a reminder, if you are working with anything physically going on with your body, please let me know, as well as if there are any particular goals or things that you'd like to work on in the class, let me know, and I'll try to work it into our future lessons. So any questions? Can everyone hear me all right? If you can't, put your hand up. Looks okay. All right, great. Let's get started. I am joined by my husband, who is also Larry, who's also a yoga teacher. Larry's waving, but he helps keep me online. Could you put the screen down just a little farther? And so let's get started. Let's come to our mats. And find a comfortable, actually we're going to be laying down. So if you'd like to use a blanket to support your back, some people have trouble laying on the hard floor, you can feel free to put a blanket under the small of your back or whatever feels comfortable to you. I'm just getting this oriented. Great. And as always, we're going to start with a breathing exercise. So let's just lay down, let our backs settle in a bit to the mat. Take any wiggles or jiggles you may feel that you need for your back to just wake up a little bit. Take your feet wide on the mat. I have my knees bent, and then let your knees fall in towards each other. Maybe run the hands underneath your hips, lifting them up a little bit and lengthening the tailbone so that you're not arching the rib cage out, and just sort of maintaining the normal curvature, the normal curves of the spine. Close your eyes. And let's calm the mind. Just begin to slow down your thoughts. Thoughts may come in and out, but just let them go, acknowledge them, and then just let them go. So from Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, Yogash Chitta. Parodha Yogesh. Yoga is the cessation of the fluctuations of the mind. When we slow down the thoughts, when we come to that blank space, we can learn to listen, to pay attention to our body, to access the parasympathetic system so that we can begin to relax, heal, tell the body that we are not in a state of stress, we're in a state of relaxation and healing. And one of the most powerful tools we have for this is to focus on our breathing. And of course, we breathe in and exhale out through the nose. So focusing on the breath, feeling the cool air enter your nose, filling the lungs, and then exhaling through the nose, feeling the warmth as it exits your body. Feeling the stomach and the sides of the body expand lower in the lungs. Relax the shoulders, relax your jaw. Relax the arms and the hands. Breathing in life, abundance, goodness, and visualize releasing that which does not serve you on each exhale. Slowing down the breath, maybe to a count of 6 or 8, so that on your next inhale, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Continue at your own rate and your own speed. Continuing to scan the body for any tension and to release it as you continue your deep breathing. Couple more breaths. Yogashita Vritti Nirodha. And opening your eyes, let's bring our knees up to parallel, and let's just do some gentle windshield wipers of the legs back and forth, the knees back and forth rather. Just beginning to slowly awaken the lower back and the spine. Very relaxed here. And when you're ready, let's bring the knees back up to center again, pressing through the big toes, hands facing or hands palms down. Let's lift the hips and give them just a little shimmy, awakening the digestive system, the lower spine, and down. Again, pressing through the toes, lift the hips, shimmy. Continuing to breathe and down. One more time, inhale up and shimmy. And down, extend your legs, extend your arms, give yourself a nice stretch, maybe pressing the heels out. Keep that jaw relaxed, space between the teeth. And then bring the knees up again. And this time, let's bring the knees up over the body, holding your knees with your hands, or your shins rather, and just beginning to gently rock. Again, loosening the lower spine. And when you're ready, you can lift the head, tucking the chin, begin to roll, maybe kicking the feet, grabbing the backs of your hips now, thighs rather, and kicking the feet above. And just keeping that neck tucked so that the back is rounded and you can gently roll the length of the spine. A lovely little spine opener here, chiropractic adjustment. And play with that. Nice and slow. Don't slap the back down. When you're ready, you can come up to seated position. With your hands on your knees, let's drop the head, do some gentle rolls. Inhale, going to your left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very gentle. And then exhale, coming down the other side. 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, 1, 2, 3. And as always, if you've had a neck injury, maybe keep the head forward of the shoulders. Don't let the head fall behind. Just be gentle with the neck. Again, inhale to the left, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and down the other side, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's do one more. Just noticing how your neck is feeling. If you have anything that might feel a little tense or sore. I think I might have slept wrong on my neck last night. It's feeling a little tightness. So just gently waking it up. Okay, let's go the other way. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, coming down the other side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, check your shoulders. Make sure they're relaxed and staying down. 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Keep your jaw relaxed as well here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale down the other side. Keep checking your shoulders. And one more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Coming to center. Let's bring both arms up reaching for the sky, at the same time pressing down on the hips, finding that stretch, creating that traction between pushing down at the hips, reaching to the sky. Chin is level with the floor, relax your jaw. Now pull the arms down in so that your shoulders are in the socket, but continue to find that stretch on the side of the body. So really stretching the rib cage, the spine, and exhale, bringing one arm down to the side. And with the upward arm, keep that stretch, and let's start turning to the side, finding a stretch in the opposite side of the body. Keep pressing down on that same hip that the arm is stretching to find your stretch. Chin is relaxed, and breathe. And then come back to center. Shake it out in your shoulders, arms up again. Again, find that stretch and breathe. And exhale, drop the other arm down beside your hip for support. Keep that length in the arm and start to find your stretch in the opposite side. Again, pressing down now on your left hip while you're extending the left arm, finding that stretch in the side of the body. Relax the jaw. And coming back to center, shaking it out. Inhale, arms rise again. Exhale, dropping the left arm by your hip. Now bring the outside of that outstretched hand to the outside of your left knee, pressing that back of your hand against the knee. Keeping the chin in line with the chest, we're going to inhale, pressing up, finding length in the spine. Exhale, opening that back shoulder for a gentle twist. Gentle movements here. Inhale up, as though someone was pulling your head up with maybe a string, a golden string coming out of the top of your head. And exhale, twist. Check your jaw, that it's soft here. Inhale up, and keeping the chin over the chest. We're working on the vertebrae in the upper spine. Do these at your own speed, your own pace. Just feeling each vertebrae as you go up the spinal column and the upper part of your back. Having a gentle twist here. One more. On your last twist, you can look over the shoulder and then return to center. Shake it out. We'll do the other side. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, dropping the right hand now behind the right hip, bringing the opposite arm, the back of the hand, to the outside of the knee. Inhale up, nice and tall spine. Exhale, opening that back shoulder, opening the heart space. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Breathing. Inhale up, keep your chin relaxed, your jaw soft. Exhale, twist. Inhale, opening that shoulder. And on your last breath, you can gaze over your opposite shoulder and then come back to center. Shake it out. It's getting warm here, very sunny day. Beautiful day here. Extending your left leg out to the side. And I'm going to open keep my other leg bent in towards my body. And I'm sort of extended here a little more than a 45-degree angle. Inhale, bringing the arms up. Exhale, bring the arm over the leg. And you can either hold the leg or bring the hand to the floor. And we're going to now stretch towards your foot. You don't have to touch the foot, but we're really looking for a nice stretch in the deep flank here. For those of you who do a lot of sitting, This is getting into that area where the QL, quadratus lumborum, which supports the spine and gets a lot of weight throughout the day from the sitting, the driving. So it's important to stretch that, finding that stretch and not going any farther, just finding a comfortable stretch. Keep your head and your face relaxed here. Inhale, coming up. Let's do the other side. So switching legs again, I'm mirroring you, my right leg, bending the left, a little bit more than a 45-degree angle here. Inhale, arms up, dropping the other arm over the leg and finding my stretch. Gazes forward and just coming down as far as you need to find that stretch. And breathe. Maybe if you'd like, pressing down in that bent leg hip to get a little bit more traction there in the stretch. And release. Bringing the feet back together. Inhale, bringing the arms up. Exhale, bend your left elbow so that your hand is touching the back of your neck at the upper back area. Grab that elbow with the opposite arm and gently opening up the shoulder. I'm pulling back, but if it feels good to pull in, whatever, just getting a gentle shoulder opening here, keeping the chin level with the floor, keeping our airways open and relaxed. Just a gentle stretch. This is the padding on the back. It's a little hard to do, maybe for a good reason. So you don't do it too much. But it's a lovely stretch. And breathe. And release. Shrug your shoulders. Again, arms up. We'll do the other side. Again, dropping that hand to the base of the skull. Relax your chin. Relax your jaw. Grabbing that opposite elbow. Gently pulling. Find that opening in the shoulder. Keep your chin level with the floor. And breathe. And release. Leaning back on our hands, let's put our feet in front of us with our feet spread, and we're just leaning back. We're going to just do some gentle windshield wipers from this position as well. Again, maybe letting that hip come up on the opposite as you twist from side to side. Getting some movement, maybe exaggerating that hip coming over there. And breathe. Let's, on the next turn to the side, let's do a lasso with the arm, lasso with this arm, getting the arms moving into it. Nice full reach with the arm. Do a few of those just to move. And come back to center. Extending one leg, let's bring the other foot onto our thigh. We're just going to give ourselves a little bit of a foot massage here, reconnect with the foot. The feet do an awful lot of work for us. They don't get a lot of praise or attention. So either using your thumbs, and I'm pressing against the arch, or the middle of the foot. You can also use like your knuckles if that feels good. Maybe pressing into this small part of the foot right below the toe pads, which in foot reflexology is the solar plexus. It always seems to be sensitive, just giving it a little bit of pressure there. And when you're ready with that, maybe trying to put your fingers in between your toes. Some people have a lot of trouble with this, so just do the best you can. And we're just going to sort of spread the toes here a little bit. Maybe doing some circles. Maybe going the other way. And then maybe just pressing all the toes one way, pressing them the other way. So whatever feels good, whatever, just noticing how your feet feel this morning. Let's do the other side. So now we're going to extend that leg, bring the other foot up. And again, I like to run along the arch, which is connected in, again, foot reflexology, Chinese medicine, with the spine. Maybe the back of the heel. Some pressure there. Some gentle pressure up through the middle, maybe that solar plexus area again. And then if you are like to try to stretch those toes out, putting your fingers in between if you can. Maybe noticing one foot is different than the other. Mine certainly is. The toes are a little bit looser on my right side. And then pressing them forward for a nice stretch. And then pressing them back the other way. And giving them a little shake, everything a little shake out. And let's come onto our all fours. We're going to do some cats and cows. Most of you know this, but we're on our hands and our knees. Knees are about hip width apart. Hands are under our shoulders. Our fingers are spread wide. On our inhale, we're going to look up, drop the belly, forming our cow-like back here, and then exhale, pressing through the hands, curving the spine, creating that Halloween cat look, pulling in at the Uddiyana Bandha. Exhale, looking up, dropping the spine. Exhale, pulling in at that core, the Uddiyana Bandha, pulling that up, getting a nice stretch in the back of the body. And just do a couple of these on your own with the breath. Inhale, looking up. Just noticing the whole spine flexing here. And on your next exhale, let's tuck the toes. Continue to roll into our cat, but let's also press back and get a stretch lengthwise here through the arms and the sides of the body, length of the spine. Check your jaw and then come back to center. Inhale into cat. And exhale, cow, and stretch. Letting the hips come back towards feet. Find that stretch. Just do a couple of these on your own. And when you're ready, let's come back to center. Now, bringing our knees, we're going to stay on all fours, but for a moment, we're going to move our knees so that they are touching or as close to touching as it feels comfortable to you. Grab one of your bricks, place it between your legs on the low side, or you may need a couple, it depends how you're doing. And we're going to just take a moment, and using our thumbs, we're going to work the back of the calves, just sort of loosening up the muscle there, pressing into it, pressing the skin and the muscle in towards the bone. And when you're ready, pull the calf skin away from the thigh, and let's come to seating on our mat or on our brick. And again, if this isn't comfortable, you can use 2 bricks here. You can even put a blanket if that's more comfortable. Our feet are out at an angle and not underneath us. They're out at the side here. I'll turn this way. Hopefully you can see me a little better. So again, knees together. This is coming into our hero pose, Virasana. Adjusting the brick. And here we have a moment to massage again our feet if we'd like. Maybe pulling on the toes a little bit. Maybe pressing down on the heels. to get a little bit of an ankle stretch here, a little gentle pressure. This should be something that doesn't hurt. Just feels like a nice stretch. And breathe. We're just working, loosening up the front of the thighs here, just loosening up those muscles. So we're just sort of marinating in this pose a bit, sitting nice and tall and breathing. Our jaw and chin are parallel with the floor, looking forward. When you're ready, let's bring the arms up. Now crossing one elbow over the other, bringing the hands around if it's available to you to touch, and pressing the hands together. Feeling that opening, the more you press the hands, you may feel an opening in the back of your shoulders, between the shoulder blades, maybe in the side of the body. These are our eagle arms, Garudasana. And just breathe and allow this opening. Maybe lifting up a little bit if you'd like a little deeper of a stretch, lifting the arms up. Keep checking your jaw. If you would like, on your next exhale, and if it is available to you, you don't have to do this, just if it feels okay for your body, you can begin to come forward and bring the arms down. For a deeper stretch, again, don't force this if it's painful or if it's too tight. Just stay with whatever edge where you feel a stretch and work that area because that's where your body is. And breathe. On the next inhale, slowly rise up. Unwind the arms, gently roll the shoulders and shake it out of the arms. Let's do the other side, other arm, or both arms up, and now cross the other arm at the elbows. Bring it around so that the hands are touching somewhat. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw, press through the hands to find an opening between the shoulder blades, or again, possibly at the side of the body. If you'd like, lifting the arms a bit. And again, if it is available, coming forward, forward bend, Garudasana. On your next inhale, coming back up, release the arms and shake them out. Inhale, let's bring the both arms up. Exhale, let's bring the left hand to the left hip. Exhale, bring the right hand to the outside of the legs. And just as we did the seated twist, doing this now in Virasana, inhale up. And exhale, twist, keeping the chin over the chest. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale up, lengthening the spine. Exhale, twist. One more, this time, allowing the neck to twist on the exhale, looking over the shoulder and coming back to center. Shake it out. Other side, arms up. And exhale, dropping the one arm behind the hips, bringing the other arm to the outside of the legs. Inhale, rising, lengthening the spine. Exhale, opening the heart space as we gently open that shoulder. Another breath here. finding space in the spine. Inhale, looking over the shoulder on the exhale, and coming back to center. Shake it out. Coming forward, let's take the brick out from behind us, coming onto all fours again. Let's extend one leg and just sort of stretch out that heel. Toes and feet might be a little sore or a little tight from sitting on Virasana. So then stretch over the toes, roll directly over the big toe, the other toes if you'd like, and just play with this, whatever feels good to stretch out the toes a little bit. Other side, stretching that foot out, pressing out that heel, getting a nice stretch in the back of the calf, and then rolling forward over the toes. We're keeping the legs straight here so that we can work into the toes. And then bringing both feet up onto the toes, pressing through the hands, spreading the fingers wide. Let's come into our first downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Taking any wiggles or jiggles that feel comfortable to you here. Walking your dog, pressing the calf, or bending the calves, bending the the knees so that we can stretch the calves. Pressing the heels down. Maybe coming onto our toes. Breathing here, maybe bending the knees, getting a nice stretch here. And then exhale, pressing the heels down towards the floor, making sure that your hips are pressed up to the sky as high as you can. The space between your feet and your hands is a nice leg length, at least apart. Fingers are spread wide. Shake your head, yes, and no. On your next inhale, let's bend the knees and then gently walk the feet towards the hands at the front of our mat, coming into our forward fold. Now, if you have trouble touching the mat here, bend your knees a little bit. Take as much bend in knees as you need. You can even use a block to support for your hands to support the back. This is about hinging from the waist, from the hips. And we're stretching the back of the body, the back of the knees, the back of the legs. When you're ready, coming up onto our fingertips, looking forward halfway, and then exhale back deeper into the fold, maybe Uttanasana, forward fold. On your next inhale, let's bring your hands to your hips. Engage your core, press through the heels and hinge up from the hips to standing. Coming into actually, let's do a few good mornings. So working on activating our glute muscles here and in the hips, keeping the feet about hip width apart and our hands on our hips. We're going to let the hips come back and angle the torso down to about a 45-degree angle. Then squeezing your glutes, come back to standing. Again, release the glutes, hips go back, stretch or squeeze the hips and come back up to standing. Let's just do a few of these. Just engaging the glutes, just waking them up. Glutes are super important in supporting the spine, supporting our posture, helping us with walking and keeping our balance. Make sure they're engaged. A couple more here. And then you can bring your hands to your sides. Now bring your toes together, big toes touching. The outside of the feet are in line with the sides of the mat. So you might have a little gap there between your ankles. That's fine. Lift and spread your toes nice and wide, and then place them back onto the mat. With our hands at our side, we soften our gaze. You can close your eyes if you have your balance, but softening them is fine as well. Coming into Tadasana, our mountain pose. We engage with the earth. Notice the sensations of the bottom of the feet as they engage with the floor, creating that firm foundation for the body. And then as we begin to build our mighty mountain, our postural position here, standing postural position, we engage, and pull the energy up into the feet and the arches, lifting the arches as that life force, prana, enters the body. Begin to pull the prana up through the legs, engaging the kneecaps, continuing to pull that energy up into the thighs, now engaging the thigh muscles, engaging those glutes that we just now worked on, and then using the first of our three bandhas, the Mula Bandha, which is in the perineal area. We pull up and engage that area as well. Continuing with the Uddiyana, the core bandha, we pull it in and back towards this, and back and up towards the spine. The bandhas not only support our inner organs and our spine, but also help to control and direct this life force, this prana, through the body. Continuing up the back of the spine, the prana rises, opening the chest, the heart area. We drop and release the shoulders. Gently engaging our third bandha, the Jalandhara bandha, which is at the chin, gently pulling it in, allowing for the free flow of the energy up the back of our neck and out through the crown of the head. Feeling that energy connecting us from the earth to the sky and the sky to the earth. And filling our being with golden light, life force. Coming to our Ujjayi breathing, that's where we breathe through the nose, but we make a little raspy sound at the back of the throat, victorious breath. And you can begin to open your eyes, maintaining this posture, this alignment. Let's take a step apart in your mat. Come to our dynamic flow. Inhale, let's bring the arms up, find that length in the body. Now exhale, hinging from the hips go back. We come to our forward fold, Uttanasana. Hands come to the floor, bending and softening the knees as needed. Inhale, looking up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, finding a little more length in the back of the body, and exhale back into Uttanasana. When you're ready, bring the hands to the floor. Inhale, step back with the right foot. Exhale, step back with the left foot. Feet are about hip width apart. Inhale, rolling over so that your shoulders are over the hands. And exhale, drop your knees and your belly to the floor. Now with our hands here underneath, I have to move back a little bit here. With our hands under our shoulders, we're going to come into our cobra pose, Bhujangasana. We're going to keep the feet extended with the toes straight. We're on the tops of our feet, not on our toes. We're going to lift the head, the shoulders, and the hands. The hands just hover on the floor, so we're not pressing with the hands here. And we're engaging, squeezing the muscles between our shoulders, looking forward, gaze is forward. Inhale, squeeze, 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 pulling those shoulders back, trying for lift. And exhale, one more breath in this position. Inhale, squeezing all the muscles in the upper part of the spine, and then down release. Take a breath here for rest. Relax your jaw. Wiggle the hips if you'd like, whatever feels comfortable. We'll do that again. Inhale, lift the head, the shoulders, the hands hover, looking forward. Squeeze, 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 finding maybe a little more lift. Exhale. Inhale again, pulling those shoulders back. Elbows are close to the body. And exhale down. Moving on to Salabhasana, our locust. Now we're going to lift the feet. They don't have to be far up, but lift the feet off the mat. The head, the shoulders, and the hands. Now squeezing all the muscles on either side of the spine, the whole length of the spine. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And exhale, we're going to hold it for 2 breaths. Elbows are tight to the close to the body. Inhale, feeling that engagement of all those muscles. And exhale down. We'll do that again. Obviously, we're working on this is a back strengthener. Very important to make this a part of your regular practice. Inhale, lift the feet, the head, the shoulders, and the hands. Find that lift. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale down. Take a resting breath here. Relax your shoulders. On your next exhale, let's press through the hands and come onto our knees. Spread the knees and come into Balasana, our child pose. Now, with Balasana, for those of you who know, feel free to go into the position however you'd like. You can have your hands forward, hands at the side. This is a resting pose. If you have trouble with this pose, there are a couple of modifications you can do. You can put a blanket under your knees if you have trouble. If your knees just feel a little sore against the mat, you can also put a blanket. If the angle is too hard, you can put a blanket behind the knees so that the angle is not so severe. If you're having trouble, some people have trouble with their ankles. It puts a lot of pressure on the ankles. So give them a little, maybe use a washcloth or something underneath there so that it has a little bit of support. And if you're having trouble with the whole pose, you can also do this on the back. I'll demonstrate this once while some of you are enjoying your child. You can start here on your back with the knees spread and just work on this same opening and relaxation from a supine position. Otherwise, coming back into our chair. On the next inhale, let's stretch the arms forward. Fingers are spread. Tuck your toes. Come into downward facing dog. Let's do 3 breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Check your head. Shake it yes and no. Make sure you're not holding any tension. Inhale. And exhale for 2. Spread your fingers wide so that your 2s and 3 fingers are also pointing somewhat forward to the front of your mat. Inhale. And you're really pressing, not through the wrist, but pressing through the fingers and the tops of the hands. We don't want to put a lot of pressure on the wrist. Last inhale. Feeling that stretch the whole length of the body, and exhale. On your next inhale, let's soften the knees and walk to the front of our mat. Bring the feet to the hands. Exhale, coming into our Uttanasana, again, supporting the body or softening the knees however needed. Inhale, coming up on the fingertips, halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, back down into Uttanasana. Inhale, bring the hands to the hips. Exhale, press through the heels, engage the core, and hinge up to standing. We'll repeat this one more time. Maybe with a little more flow this time. Inhale, the arms rise. And exhale, hinging to the floor, soften the knees. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway. Exhale, forward fold.
Inhale, let's step back with the other foot, left foot this time. Exhale, right foot. Inhale, rolling the shoulders over the hands, coming into plank, and exhale, dropping the knees and the chest and the belly to the floor. Coming into cobra, inhale, keeping the feet on the floor, head, shoulders, hands, lift, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Exhale, one more breath. Inhale, finding just a little bit of lift, and exhale down. One more time. Inhale, head, shoulders, hands. Exhale. Inhale, even a little more lift, and down. Now locust, inhale, lift the feet, hands, shoulders, head. Exhale, squeeze, pulling those pinkies back towards the back. Exhale, fingers are spread wide. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale down. Inhale, feet, shoulders, hands, fingers spread wide. And exhale. Inhale, squeezing the whole length of the spine. Exhale down. Inhale, press through the hands. Coming up onto our knees, spread our knees wide, and come into child for 3 breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Feel free to wiggle or jiggle here, anything to make sure you're relaxed in the neck, relaxed in the hip. Exhale for 2. Inhale. And exhale for 3. On your next inhale, spread your fingers wide, tuck your toes, press up to dogward, up to standing into downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. Check your neck. Inhale. And exhale for 2. Press those hips up to the sky. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, soften the knees. Walk the feet to the front of the mat. Coming into Uttanasana, hinging from the hips. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring the hands to the hips. Engage your core. Press through the heels. And come to standing, hands to your heart, Samasthiti, all things inert. And just take a moment here, enjoying the sensations of our morning vinyasa. Now we've done that 2 times. Sun salutations is what these are, and you can feel free to do that a couple of times more if you'd like, 2 or 3 if you'd like, 3 or even 4 to get the body moving through the day. Coming now to our wall and grabbing one of your bricks. We're going to lean against the wall so that your hips are against the wall. And we're going to walk our feet out. Feet are parallel. We're going to come into a chair position, Utkatasana, and just finding a level that not more than a 90-degree angle. We're going to put the brick between your knees and squeeze it. By doing so, we're engaging our core, also strengthening the muscles around the knee and the inside of the thighs. Now we want to run the hands behind the hips so that we're lengthening the tailbone and that our small of our back is on the floor, is on the wall. We're not arching the rib cage forward. Engaging now the head with the wall, and if possible, your shoulders. If they don't touch the wall, that's fine. This helps. The wall is just giving us feedback onto where our posture is. The goal, of course, would be to have the shoulders back. But we do, as gravity has taken its toll on many of us, That's something we need to work on to open. You can have the hands at the side here if you'd like. And we're just going to breathe. Maybe work up to 30 seconds, 4 or 5 breaths. Continuing to squeeze, maybe even coming down a little bit more if you'd like. One more breath. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And exhale. And then pressing forward with your hands, coming to standing, and you can remove the brick. Now, coming back onto your mat now, taking a nice wide stance with our legs and with our toes out at about a 45-degree angle. We're going to bend the knees and have the hips behind the knees. We want the knees to be out, not falling in. So make sure your knees are pointing in the same direction that your feet are. Reaching with one side, we're going to lunge to the side, keeping the hips low. Keep low, go to the other side. Just a simple lunge back and forth. Leg strengtheners here, obviously, and breathe. Back and forth. Keep down low, a couple more. And release, come to standing, shake your legs out. And in fact, let's just do some jumping, some gentle jumping, not far off the ground. We don't do a lot of jumping, and as we get older, our bones start to get more porous, and jumping, even more than running, helps us to keep that density in our bones. Excellent. All right. Grabbing a brick now and moving back closer to the wall. You don't have to be against the wall, but be close to it. Or if you have a chair or something you can hold on to, we're going to be working on Vrikshasana, our tree pose, which is a one-leg balance. Balance is obviously very, very important to us for a number of reasons, helping us as we age to avoid falling. There have been studies, you can Google it, that show that having the ability to balance on one leg increases your lifespan. I don't know if that's because of the fact that you're not falling and injuring yourself, or if that's just part of it and there's other things going on mentally as well. But 2 important things to remember when we're balancing on one leg. First of all, if you're not very steady on your feet or this is new to you, make sure you're somewhere close that you can, if you start to lose your balance, you can grab onto. And in fact, if you're really struggling, you can even use a chair or the wall at first and then gently or gradually move to be independent of that. So we want to find a drishti, a point of view on the floor. And the lower on the floor that focus point at drishti is, the easier. The higher, the harder. So you can do whatever is comfortable for you. And we also want to engage the core, really pull in the muscles into the skeleton to engage the core, engage all of our bandhas to help with our balance. So transferring the weight onto one foot. Let's bring the other foot up so that the knee is bent. Bring the brick onto your knee, put the elbow on the brick, and we're going to squeeze the brick. Keep your point of view and squeeze the whole body. Now you can stay here and breathe, or if you'd like, you can move out. This is very hard to do and talk at the same time, so let me try that again. I'm not going to talk. You could just watch me. And you can do a few of those. And let's do the other side again. Engaging your core, finding that point of view, a focal point. Same thing. and down. How did you do? It's very telling to work on that. And, it's something you can practice, just one leg balance, brushing your teeth. Just try, you don't have to lift the foot very high, but even just brushing the teeth. How are you doing? The other side, or if you're waiting for a pot to boil or stirring something, in the kitchen, it's something that I hope you can remember to work on. Okay. Grabbing your belt. More shoulder opening. So grabbing the belt nice and wide, wider than shoulder length or width. And we're going to just go back, keeping the arms straight. We want to just, I'm feeling this one today. And we want to keep the arms straight. So hold the belt in such a way that you don't have to bend your arms. If you're bending your arms, hold the belt wider. If you're not feeling a roll in the shoulder, then maybe take a tighter hold of your belt. And we're just going to work into the shoulders. And breathe. Make sure you're relaxing your jaw. Check your jaw here. And again. If you have a sore neck or a sore arm or a shoulder rather, you can also just do one, holding one side out. So if you want to focus on that one side, I'll do the other side, holding one side out and then just rolling with the other side. And then when you're done playing with that, you can also just do some sort of around the world. So both arms over the head and just keeping, again, the arms straight where this is shoulder and neck loosening. Feels very good to me today. Don't know what I did to my neck. I think sometimes you wake up and you go the other way and you've slept on something the wrong way, and it just takes a little bit of time to get that crink out of there. And breathe. All right. Coming to the front of our mat with our feet about hip width. Just going to do some lunge work. Grab your both of your bricks and set them at the front of your mat. Taking a step back and just coming into a lunge position. And you can grab the bricks here. Now we want the knee to be past the ankle. And I'm really just working on a stretch here. So make sure you've stepped back sufficiently so that you're really feeling that lunge as you allow the pelvis to come forward into your lunge. And just working on a stretch. I like to use the bricks here just to help me stay upright. You can also have your hands on your knee if you'd like, whatever feels comfortable. And breathe, allowing this stretch, just feeling that stretch. Keep checking your neck and your shoulders. And when you're ready, let's walk the bricks back. Now we're going to straighten that front leg and lift the foot. So we're working on a stretch at the back of the opposite leg. Let the hips fall back so that you can really find that stretch. And again, the bricks just help to provide support to keep your body upright. Find your stretch and breathe into it. And when you're ready, you can come to standing. We're going to do the same thing, going back now with the other leg. Finding that stretch, making sure your knee is over or past your ankle. Keeping the body upright, either with your hands on your knee or using the bricks, and allowing the pelvis to release into the stretch here. Feeling a nice stretch the whole length of the groin. And breathe. And when you're ready, let's walk the blocks back, lift the toes, find the stretch in the back of the other leg, letting the hips go back. And when you're ready, coming forward onto that foot and coming to standing. Now, coming into our first warrior pose, Virabhadrasana 1, we're going to take a step back with the right foot, keeping the left leg straight for now with the toes facing forward. My legs are about a leg length apart. My back foot is angled out at a 45-degree angle. The foot is on the ground. Now, width-wise, my feet are about hip width apart. So this foot is more on that side of the mat. This foot is more on that side of the mat. Hips are facing somewhat forward. Inhale, bring the arms up and sink into warrior 1. Now, in our warrior 1, and you may have to fiddle with this to find your position here a little bit. We want the knee over the ankle. So if you have to go back a little bit on that back foot, feel free to do so. Just check your knee. Chin is level with the floor. We're reaching forward. The same time we're letting that hip release into the lunge. Strong legs pushing on the outside of both pinky toes. Provide strong support for the body. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, strong legs here. And exhale, one more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, bring your arms up, step to the front. We'll do the other side. Now stepping back with the other foot. Now I'm going to switch so you can see. So with the other leg facing forward, the back leg is angled out. The back foot is angled out. My feet are about leg length apart. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, coming down with the knee over the front knee over the ankle. Body is facing forward in the mat. Inhale, pressing through both pinky toes, and exhale, finding a firm foundation in your feet. Inhale, relax the jaw, open the shoulders, and exhale. Inhale. And exhale, strong body, strong legs. And inhale, come forward onto the mat and stand at the front with both feet. Now with your hands on your hips and your feet still about hip width apart, let's lift the right knee up. Then we're going to come down to a lunge, but my knee is not touching the ground. Step back into that front heel and up and back. This is a balance as well as a strength move. Inhale, bring it up. And exhale back. One more time. Inhale up. And exhale back. Very good. Coming back to center, we'll do the other side. We'll do it from the side. Inhale, bring the knee up. Find your focus point here. It's a balance. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more. Inhale up. Exhale down. And come to standing. Shake it out. How much time do we have? Oh, okay. Okay. Let's at the front of our mat. Let's inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, come into our forward fold. Inhale, looking up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step back with the left leg and come onto your knee. Exhale, onto the right and come onto your other knee. Crossing one knee behind the other one so that I have both knees on the ground, but one is crossed and behind. I'm just going to find a stretch here. If this doesn't work for you, you can certainly prop, if one of the knees is coming up, you can put a blanket underneath them or wherever you are to support the one that's lifting. And with the arms pressed out, we're stretching back. This is a wonderful stretch if you have trouble with sciatica, the outside of the lower back and the hips. And breathe. And come up to center. Let's try the other side. Inhale, and then cross the other knee behind. You'll notice one side is probably tighter than the other. One is maybe a little bit more difficult. Maybe you can't go back as far with the hips. Let's find your stretch here. And come back to center. Shake it out. Give your hips a little wiggle here. Let's cross our feet, press ourselves back, and come onto our backs. Bringing the brick between your knees, with your knees bent and your feet on the floor, close to the body, as close as is comfortable. And pigeon toe the toes just a little bit. We're gonna do some simple crunches here. So bringing the hands to the side of your head, just touching the ears. Inhale, we're gonna engage the core and just come up for a crunch and down. Engage your core, crunch, and squeeze that block, that brick, which helps you to engage your core. 3, and down. 4, and down. 5. I'm going to try to do 10. Let's see, do as many as you feel comfortable with. Engage your core. Don't pull the head up. With the breath. Exhale up. And you can do as many of these as you like, but for the purposes of the class today, we're going to stop there. Keeping the brick between your knees. Again, toes are slightly pigeon-toed. Squeeze, and the hands are at your side, palms facing down. Squeeze the brick, lift your hips, coming into our bridge pose. Now I'm moving my shoulders, sort of working them underneath my body. Keep your gaze forward so that your chin is facing towards your breast. Hands can work in if you'd like. You can keep them at the side if you'd like. But if you'd like, you can work the hands under your hips and engage interlock the fingers. Press down through the big toes, press down through the pinkies underneath your body, and lift the hip. This is a bridge pose. Stretching our back. And down. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, lift the hips. Breathe. Squeeze that brick. And down one last time, lift the hips. Squeeze. And down, you can remove the brick. Let's do some gentle windshield wipers here, just as we did before. Maybe stretching out the legs. Let's take a final stretch. And when you're ready, prepare for our Shavasana. Now, for those of you who are new to yoga, Shavasana is our final resting pose. Means corpse pose. It's active rest. Time when we check the body for any lingering tension. And actively work to relax it. It's not a sleeping pose, although that has happened. And if it does, no worries, no guilt. But we're allowing the effects of the practice to settle into the body, to nourish and strengthen our internal organs, our muscles, our brain. And the less you do here, the better. So return to normal breathing. Again, check your feet, make sure they're nice and relaxed, flopping out to the sides. Check your hips, make sure you're not holding any tension there. Let the shoulders fall heavily into the earth and the hands just lay out at the side of the body. Check your head, your neck, the jaw. Relax the face, the eyes, and the tongue. And simply breathe. Coming back to the awareness of your bodies, gently wiggling your toes, your fingers, rolling your head from side to side, bending your knees and bringing them up over your chest for a final little hug here. And when you're ready, rolling over to your side, keeping your eyes closed here for just another minute. Take a deep breath. And when you're ready, you can press yourself up into a seated position. Bringing your hands to your heart, keeping your eyes closed for another moment. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. I hope you have a lovely week. Enjoy this beautiful weather. And namaste. Thank you, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you have a chance to review the session. If you have any questions or any concerns, please, of course, feel free to reach out to me, send me an email. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you, everyone. Take care.